Alright, so I recently rated, women's MMA fighters by how hot they are or whatever. I wanted to do another MMA tier list because, why not? But this time it's gonna be about, hairlines, like men's MMA hairlines. Why? I don't know, I'm kinda bored, so why not? Anyway, up first we got Tony Ferguson. Now, off rip, he's gotta go bald, man. Well, I don't know what it is about Tony. He kind of pulls it off a little bit. I think it's just because he might be like he kind of gives off like crackhead vibes a little bit. So maybe that's why, but he pulls it off a little bit, even though he's receding. So we'll put receding like a motherfucker. Up next is Michael Bisping. Now, Bisping's hairline, it, you know, it doesn't look perfect, but it's not completely bad. But it still doesn't look good. So I don't know. I'd probably put him in could use some work. It's just that curve, you know. It just doesn't look too great. All right. Up next is Luke Rockhold. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he's gotta go bald, man. I ain't gonna lie, his shit's fucked. Actually, we'll put him in receding like a motherfucker. There's some other ones on here. You'll see why I haven't put these two in go bald. Well, Tony probably should go bald, but anyway, Yair Rodriguez. Yair actually has a pretty crispy hairline. I'd put him there. You know, now up here in the corners, it could be done a little better, but still very, very clean. Up next is Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz, he's going in clean and crisp. What the fuck is this? Get out of here. Anyway, he's going in clean and crisp. He has a pretty nice hairline. Up next is his brother, Nate Diaz, who has an even better hairline than Nick Diaz. So he's going in clean and crisp as well. Up next is this fucking abomination. I don't know what the fuck this is. Charles Johnson, please, please go bald, man. Please. Yeah, we're putting him in go bald, obviously. Next up is Dustin Poirier. Now, Poirier, his shit ain't clean and crisp. So I might just put him in clean but not crisp because he kind of has a bit of a masculine hairline going on, which actually, looks pretty good. He's pulling it off. But we're not putting it and pulls it off somehow because this isn't even that bad, you know? So we'll put him there. Next is Waldo Cortez, or I forgot what the fuck his name. Acosta Cortez, I think his name was. You know, it's not the best hairline. It could definitely use some work. We'll put him here, but he's over Bisping for sure. Bisping's that little curve, just something about it just looks like shit. But yeah, we'll put him in. No, actually, we're putting him in clean but not crisp over Porter. That's where he's going. Next is Carlos Ulberg. Now, I'm gonna be honest. He's receding. He's receding kind of heavy here. I don't know. Yeah, he shouldn't go bald, but he is receding quite a bit. He's not receding like a motherfucker, but he is receding quite a bit. Bit of a masculine hairline. But is it on the same level of Poirier's? Kinda is. Well, no, his. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because he has a little bit more hair, but his looks a little bit more receding than Poirier's. Anyways, Leon Edwards, go bald, my guy, please. Not only is he receding like crazy, and every year it goes back and back and back, but he has a crazy bald spot that I just can't ignore every time he fights, man. Please, go bald, or get a hair transplant, there's nothing wrong with getting a hair transplant. Next is Moicano. Now, I can't really see his hairline here, but he's receding like a motherfucker. He just is. In fact, he's definitely over Luke Rockhold. Yeah, we'll put him like right there. And Luke Rockhold should be right here, actually. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, next is BSD. BSD could use some work. He could use some work. You could tell his barber doesn't really get him right the way he should be. It's not too bad. Excuse me, but it could use some work. Next is Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, he's receding like a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie. Is it as bad as Moicano's? I honestly can't tell. Yes, actually, it is. Might be worse. He's got a straight up fucking McDonald's symbol going on here. He's got an M, you know. Tony should be back here though. Tony's is fucking horrendous. That's not even an M anymore. That's like a I don't even know what you would call that. It kind of looks like Bendy. You know Bendy, the ink machine, is that the name? It kind of looks like the head of Bendy. That's a very, you know, old reference, but anyway, let's move on. Cheeto Vera. Now his shit is crisp. We're putting him here. Also, let's put Nate over here. Matter of fact, Nate's #1 right now. Diaz brothers are, well, nah, Yair's looks a little nicer. Cheeto's over Nick. Yeah, that looks good right now. Alright, Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen could use some work. I'm not gonna lie. He could use some work. I can't really tell this side. You know, sometimes they hide the side where it looks a little worse, but it could use some work. Next is Terrence McKinney. Now, I wish I picked a better photo because it's kind of hard to tell with the, I'm not sure what is that, dreads or something? I don't know. He could use some work though. You know, it's going a little, you know, wider, but he's definitely over these three for sure. Definitely over these three. Next is Joshua Van. Now straight up, he's going to #2. Matter of fact, well no, you can see a little bit of things going on here, but his shit is crisp. He's got some clean shit. Actually, Terrence McKinney should be right here. Actually, he's over Poirier. Yeah, his shit's clean, but it ain't crisp. You know, the crisp part I mean is like the sides are done. You know, it's nice and crisp. You know, like there's no other way to explain it really. Next is Kakado Gary. Yeah, he's receding quite a bit. Now, I'm not gonna lie, he pulls it off somehow. It doesn't look too bad on him. He does kind of have like a big fucking head up here, but it doesn't look horrible, you know? He pulls it off somehow. Even if it does look a little shite. Next is Peter Yan. Peter Yan pulls it off somehow. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how. His hairline is literally dog shit, but I don't know. It just suits him for some reason. I don't know what it is. Yeah, we'll put him there. Next is Robert Whitaker. His shit is crisp. Whoops. His shit is crisp. Now here he doesn't have the fade, but when he gets the fade, it's pretty crispy. It looks pretty nice. So we're putting him right here. Maybe over these two. Yeah. Actually, he's over Yair as well. Shit, actually, he's over Vaughn, yeah. Actually, you know what? Whitaker might be #1 right now. Yeah, this shit is crisp. It's the ideal hairline right there. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Israel Adesanya. Now, Izzy's kind of interesting because he kind of has just a really big forehead. And his hairline, it's not exactly good, but it's not bad either. And you can't really use work on him or you can't really, you know, fix it or anything because he just has a big forehead, which you can't really do anything about. So I think I'll put him in clean but not crisp. Also, this is kind of an older photo. He doesn't have this anymore. I'm pretty sure he has a buzz cut, but yeah, we'll put him in clean but not crisp, and we'll put him over Poirier. Poirier is just barely in clean but not crisp, really. Up next is Charlie do Bronx. Charles Oliveira. Now, I ain't gonna lie, man. He's receding like a motherfucker, bro. Now, I don't think he should go bald. Well, I mean, maybe he should. I don't know, but uh, he does pull it off somehow, though. I'll say. I can't imagine Charles Oliveira with a clean hairline. I just can't. I think we'll just put him in. He is receding like a motherfucker, though. We'll put him in pulls it off somehow. Up next is Dominic Reyes. I ain't gonna lie, Dom, you gotta go bald, man. That shit is ass. That shit is some. Yeah, that shit is some ass. Please, go bald, man. That shit sucks. Up next is Curtis Blades. I don't even know what to call this. Because it's not clean or crisp, but he's not receding either. He just has a very small forehead. I don't know where to put Curtis Blades, honestly. I guess I'll just put him in pulls it off somehow. I don't know. Uh, yeah, we'll put him over these guys though. He just has a very small forehead. I don't know. Uh, yeah, I guess I'll just put him there. Habib Nurmagomedov. Hmm. Khabib actually has a pretty decent base for a hairline, but he doesn't. You could tell he doesn't go to a barbershop or anything. I don't even know if they have barbershops over there in Dagestan, but we'll put him in could use some work. Actually, we'll put him at number one just because he actually has a decent hairline. It's just he needs to kind of get rid of this thing in the middle here and get the sides here done. Also, we'll put BSD over Bisping. And yeah, we'll put Corey over Bisping. Up next is JDM. Now, I'm not gonna lie. JDM needs to go bald. Shit. JDM needs to go bald. Well, does he need to go bald? I don't even know what JDM would look like bald. I'm trying to imagine. I don't know. I might just put him in receding like a motherfucker. Yeah, because his hair doesn't look well, no, it does look a little bit atrocious, but it's over Tony for sure, actually. It's over Tony and it's over Umar. I'd rather have this than whatever the fuck Umar got going on. Because the thing with Umar is, like, if this part was a little wider, it would probably look a little better. But since it's going so inward, and it's just making this fucking weird M, it just looks so weird. I don't know. But yeah, we'll put him in receding like a motherfucker. Next is Ilya Alturo. Now, Ilya actually has a really good base for a hairline, but his shit isn't, it's just not, it's just this little nudge right here. Like, why don't you cut that, man? Cut it. If you just burn that part, it would be so clean and crisp. But because he does have this fucking nudge right here, we'll actually put him over Khabib because he does have a straighter hairline, but it's just this little nudge here. So yeah, we'll put him in could use some work just because of that. Next is Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley, he doesn't really have like a perfect hairline. He does have a bit of receding, not too bad, but his shit isn't too bad. We'll put him in clean but not crisp because it's not crispy, but it's also not, bad. It's pretty clean. Well, he's on like the same level as Poirier. Yeah. Actually, we'll put these two over Adesanya because Adesanya just got that big old forehead. Kind of hard to work with that. Alright. Up next is John Dodson. Straight up. Well, I know he's bald now. I think he is anyway. But man, oh man, he had some dog shit on his head, man. I don't know what the fuck that was. I think it was the steroids or something. Well, actually, did he do steroids? I don't fucking know. Anyway, that shit, yeah, I don't even know what to call that. He actually, he was like the original Charles Johnson, actually, if you think about it. Look at that shit. Both pretty similar. Alright, up next is Rob Font. Now, Rob Font's barber isn't doing him justice, I feel. He doesn't have a horrible base, but his hairline is looking a little fucked. So we'll put him in could use some work. Next is actually one of the OGs, Tank Abbott. Tank Abbott actually has a pretty good hairline. So we'll put him in right here. Now the reason why he's in clean but not crisp is because it's not exactly crispy. The fade isn't even a fade. It's one of those fades that don't fade. And it's not exactly crispy up here, but he does have a really, really good base. You know? Alright, up next is Justin Gaethje. Uh, I'll put him in pulls it off somehow. I can't really imagine Gaethje with a clean hairline. I don't know, he just pulls off the receding hairline a little bit. I'll definitely put him over these two though. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Up next is Colby Covington. Now Colby Covington has a very mature hairline. But, I can imagine him going bald. I feel like I think he should go bald actually. And I mean that in a good way. because I truly do think he would look better bald. No gay shit, of course. You know, just humble advice. Jorge Masvidal. Now I know he has a hair transplant, but that's cheating. We need to assess him without the hair transplant, and he would be in receding like a motherfucker. So luckily he did get a hair transplant. He did fix his problem. So you know, there's that. By the way, I put Ilya on clean but not crisp because you know it is clean. It's just not crispy because of this little nudge here. Anyway, the next up is Jim Miller. Kind of a random pick. I don't know. I just picked him because why not? He pulls it off somehow. He gives off like I don't know, 40-year-old dad or something. I don't know. We'll put him a little bit higher just because this shit isn't completely bad. Anyway, I think that's my list.